prosperity. It's a word that drives us. And as Manitoba continues to be one of the strongest and most diversified economies in Canada, the reality is this prosperity didn't just happen. It was built. Built by strong Manitoba businesses. Businesses driven by you. We recognize the work you do every day is powered by your passion, your actions, and your voice. And as the voice of business in Manitoba, our passion is to support you in every way that we can, so together we can support sustainable economic development and create greater prosperity for all Manitobans. We are the Manitoba Chambers of Commerce, and we're proud to be the network that's powering Manitoba. These are our members.
I remember being 15, 16 years old, and my parents had a small emergency in India, and so they both had to go. We had the small restaurant, India Gardens, on McDermott at the time, and they essentially handed me the keys, and they said, "You run it, we'll see you in 3 weeks." That summer, I can't tell you how much I grew. It taught me so much. It taught me how to get to the next day, and the next week, and the week after that. Some kids go to camp. I ran a restaurant, and it was awesome. Mom and dad, and grandma for that matter, really were those ambassadors, not only to Indian food, but really in Indian community and Indian culture. It really was that first generation immigrant working in a small business experience. Straight out of high school, I joined the family business. That's when Dad decided he had all the support he needed to go from McDermott, which was, a 40, 50-seat restaurant, to a 130-seat restaurant in the middle of downtown Winnipeg. We have Mom involved, I'm here, my 2 brothers, my sister, my wife, my kids. But beyond that, we have almost 90 employees between our 3 locations in the 2 provinces and 2 cities that we operate in. When the pandemic hit, terrified is probably in the shade of where we were. There was consideration around our staff, who we consider family. There was the thoughts around the legacy of the business. What do we do next? Just to get to the next day was a whole lot of guessing, hoping, and putting in a bit of faith. You think about the Manitoba Chambers world during the pandemic, and they really emerged as a guiding light. It became this connection where we could all plug into and provide some insight. And they also became a bit of a go-to shop for government and decision makers and lawmakers. And so they would check base and be a trusted voice. And in that way, they were really good. And so as a small business person, when I was looking for answers, when there weren't a lot of answers to be had, they were invaluable. We're a buffet restaurant, and so buffets weren't allowed anymore. It was all about takeouts. There was no dine-in anymore. And so we started redoing all our kitchens in all 3 of the locations to a complete takeout service style. The reason we made it was our community and the people around us. I found that the people around the board and the leadership of the Manitoba Chamber really did listen, and they really did listen when it mattered. When I think back on that time, I really want to be thinking of, what did I do? What did we do? And what did we collectively do in the hardest of times? And it was good to be a part of that.